Starts right now.
Hi, good morning. It's Friday, October 7th.
RJ, David, Steph,
Justin.
This morning. Going down the line. Wow, all together.
No, let's go the other way around. Justin, Steph, David, RJ. Okay, we got this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tight-knit group we've got here.
Yes. Happy
Indeed.
Friday.
It's been a while.
So we're going to talk about, the humidity in the air. And then we had a busy morning on the roadways.
Yeah, a little bit. Things kind of cleared up, but yeah, things going smooth right now.
What's first?
I think we're going to go outside with live cam.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no live cam. Just you, Justin.
Just you. It's all
about
man.
you.
Good
We're
luck.
all
going to
about
go
you.
straight to the thing we haven't used in what feels like weeks.
I was going to say, what is that down there? What's
Nice.
that?
So the humidity might pay off.
It may. There's not a lot of humidity, but there's a lot of clouds.
Okay.
We are starting to see humidity increase slowly, though, Steph, and you're right. You're going to really notice it by next week. This is some light shower activity, and yes, it has been a while since we've seen this on radar. Now, I'll tell you, still pretty dry at the surface, so some of this probably isn't reaching the ground. But we did get some reports of light rain around Laredo, and probably seeing some of this area where you see the yellows and reds, that's probably reaching the ground. So let's zoom in a little bit closer to where some of that rain is. Light rain along I-37, just south of Pleasanton, and then you may notice a few sprinkles around Cotulla as well. Now, this is lifting north. You're probably asking, is this going to make it to San Antonio? It's possible we could see a few sprinkles later this morning. I'm certainly not going to rule it out, but it's not going to be anything heavy. We are going to see a lot of cloud cover, though, here over the next several hours, and that'll keep temperatures down some. So it does feel pretty nice out there. And there's the cloud cover, pretty extensive. But you can see where the line is, kind of the clearing line. That'll work its way towards San Antonio this afternoon. So I do think we'll see some filtered sun during the afternoon hours. And here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Cloudy this morning, 82 by noontime. And then we'll start to see some of that sun during the afternoon hours, 87 degrees, 4 p.m. And we should be in the mid-80s as we head into the evening hours. 83 degrees by 8 p.m., 80 by 9 p.m. Southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Great for Friday night football. And the commute, I guess, was a little hairy earlier this morning, but things are looking better. RJ?
Yeah, Justin, so things looking good out there in the weather and also on the roads this morning. We had been following a couple accidents over in Live Oak that had been cleared out, and one by the airport. That one is cleared out as well. So the only thing I kind of find on TransGuide was this sort of stalled vehicle. We got emergency vehicles here on Loop 410 at Bandera out in the near northwest side. So just take caution if you are in that area. But again, nothing too major going on right now. Taking a look at our wide map, you can see this one accident showing up in our map, but that is actually not on the highway. It's right in between where 37 and 35 is, and it's at Crockett Street and New Braunfels Avenue. But again, nothing major in that area. Let's get a little bit of a closer look, and you can see traffic moving along very smooth as we head in and out of downtown and all parts of San Antonio. Again, Loop 410 at Bandera. This is really the only thing that's showing up on TransGuide at the moment. Seems like people are being pretty relaxed on a Friday as we get set for the weekend. Guys?
Sounds good. Thank you, RJ.
Here is today's 9 at 9.
After protests in Uvalde over her hiring, Officer Crimson Elizondo was fired. She was hired months after the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary, despite being under investigation for her actions that day, waiting to take down the shooter. Documents show the Uvalde School District knew she was under investigation but hired her anyway. They released a statement apologizing to the victims' families and the community.
President Biden issuing a stark warning about the war in Ukraine, saying Russian President Vladimir Putin is not joking when he threatens to use nuclear weapons on the battlefield. It comes as Ukrainian officials are investigating potential war crimes carried out by Russian troops, and as men continue to flee Putin's partial draft, some even coming to the U.S., Alaska.
Las Vegas police are still trying to determine a motive behind a deadly attack on the Vegas Strip yesterday. At least 2 people were killed and 6 others were injured in the stabbing. A 32-year-old man has been arrested. Police say he used a large kitchen knife to attack the victims and that the attack seemed to be unprovoked.
At least 131 people are dead after Hurricane Ian tore through the southeastern United States. Yesterday, the Florida Medical Examiners Commission reported 2 more deaths, bringing the death toll from Hurricane Ian to 126 in Florida alone.
The Washington Post is reporting that federal agents believe they have enough evidence to charge Hunter Biden with tax crimes and lying on a federal form when he bought a gun. The The federal investigation of Hunter Biden began back in 2018 and centered around dealings overseas going back to when his father served as vice president. The U.S. attorney in Delaware will decide whether or not to move forward with the case.
President Joe Biden is pardoning people convicted of simple possession of marijuana at the federal level. He's encouraging governors to do the same for state offenses. He's also ordering a review of whether marijuana should be a Schedule I narcotic.
A trial pitting Twitter against Elon Musk has been postponed, giving the Tesla CEO more time to get the financing together for the $44 billion deal to buy the company. This comes after Musk has spent months fighting to get out of the agreement before he resurrected the takeover this week. A judge is now giving both parties until October 28th to close the deal. Otherwise, she says a trial will take place in November.
29,000 more Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week. Applications rose to 219,000. That's the largest number in 4 months. Recent data suggests the job market could be cooling a bit, and that's something the Federal Reserve will consider when it meets next month about whether to raise interest rates again in the battle against inflation.
After 100 days or so of dropping gas prices, they are rising again. One energy data firm is reporting a gallon of regular averaged about $3.80 this week. Analysts are blaming higher demand, tight supplies, and fuel plant maintenance for the increase. OPEC's decision this week to cut oil production is also expected to push prices up further. And that's today's 9 at 9.
And happening today here at home, residents in the Tobin Hill area and businesses along the St. Mary's Strip are expected to get an update on construction in that area. Stakeholders are invited to a public meeting by the City Public Works Department and Spa Glass. Today will be the first of many weekly updates. It's going to be being held at the Rumble beginning at 4 p.m. The community has been at odds over the city's proposals to limit residential parking and possible noise ordinance changes. It can impact the nighttime businesses along that St. Mary's Strip area.
And in your morning headlines, a group of Navy SEALs put their talents to the test for a good cause, plus a Michigan man who wished to be back in the military for his 100th birthday.
And UTSA is launching a major fundraising campaign today. Tiffany Huertas joins us live with those stories and a lot more. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning. Really exciting fundraiser happening here in San Antonio. It's the largest campaign in the university's history, and now UTSA is kicking off the next phase of its $500 million fundraising campaign. The university has launched the public phase of the Be Bold, a campaign for our future that has already raised $311 million. Donations have come in from philanthropists and companies like USAA and Dell Technologies. UTSA plans to use the funds to support student success, strategic growth, and its effort as a public research university.
Well, you know, many of the funds that will be created during this campaign will be here in perpetuity, so they'll continue to impact the university forever. And even immediate gifts allow us to really increase the capacity of our programs across the university.
In 2021, the university received 3 transformational gifts. Carlos and Malu Alvarez committed a $20 million gift to the UTSA College of Business. Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott made a $40 million gift to support UTSA students in need. And former Valero CEO Bill Cleese and his wife Margie made a $20 million commitment to the university's College of Engineering and Integrate Design. Let's head over to Washington area. For 8 grueling hours, 3 active duty Navy SEALs pushed their minds and bodies to raise money for a special cause. The trio participated in a day of endurance to fundraise for Camp Sunshine. It's a camp for children with life-threatening illnesses. After more than 2 miles in the Arlington pool, Chad, Adam, and Chris hopped on their bikes for a 50-miler through Northern Virginia. They also ran for nearly 10 miles and raised $50,000 so military families can attend the camp for free. The Parks family attended the camp a few years back after their daughter Maddie survived life-saving brain surgery.
Some days I'm so confident in myself, I even forget that this ever happened to me. I feel like I don't need to use it as an excuse and I can just move on with my life.
The Navy SEALs also delivered boxes of sunshine that include games, crafts, and camp swag to other children in the Washington, D.C. area. And a wish comes true for a World War II veteran celebrating his 100th birthday. Dozens of people gathered to celebrate Robert Mooney's birthday in Battle Creek, Michigan. Mooney served in the Army during World War II, then re-enlisted in the Air Force in the 1950s. Family and friends arrived to celebrate the American hero, but what he didn't know was that the celebration was actually a ceremony.
Robert Mooney, who was turning 100, and they asked him what he wanted for his birthday, and he said he wanted to serve in the military again.
Let it be known by this certificate that Robert Francis Mooney is hereby an honorary member in good standing of the Michigan National Guard.
What a wonderful surprise. Now, Mooney also received other gifts, including a care package from the Blue Stars mothers and a flyover from the Hooligans flight team. Happy birthday to you. And McDonald's beloved Halloween Boo Buckets are back. The fast food giant announcing the Happy Meal pails are returning to restaurants later this month. They were first introduced in 1986. There were different ones featuring McBoo, McPumpkin, McGoblin. The trio will be participating in restaurants starting October 18th. Customers will be able to buy a Happy Meal pail through October 31st or while supplies last, and we know that they're going to go fast, and social media is already buzzing about these. Do you guys remember about this?
Yes, I had them.
Yeah. She's all excited.
I'm very excited.
For Rooney, of course.
Well, and for myself.
And for you? She's like, Rooney.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a small window, October 18th through the 31st.
Oh, darn. That's all the time you have to get those buckets.
It should be the whole month of October, right?
So you're going to have to go to McDonald's like every day.
Exactly.
That period.
I just hope they don't run out because it's like while supplies last.
I'd be interested to see if anybody has one from
from then?
1980s.
I bet they do.
I mean, mine are long gone.
In the attic or something, back in some storage room, some closet.
I have a lot of things from. I have like this ET like coin thing that I had when I was little, and I just
cool.
but now I give it to my daughter, right? Everything's now.
Everything goes to the kids. Yeah.
All right. So now we know what you're going to use for your Halloween trick or treat.
Yeah, maybe like three buckets on one arm for all the candy that we're going to
I like how you think.
Yeah.
I like how you think.
Think positive. So Tiffany, we're going to see you in a little bit. Talk about your story coming up.
Yes. So we are highlighting a local student that he has a big passion for debate. He's been debating since he was in middle school, but now he's going to be representing the U.S. in a big way. So I'm excited about that story and what it took to get to that place. We're going to bring you that.
Right.
Very cool. We look forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, it's 9:10 and it's 71 degrees.
A lot more ahead going on this weekend in and around San Antonio, including the annual Peanut Festival in Floresville. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery went back to her hometown to give us a preview of the event. We're going to check it out right after the break.
One of the great things about living in San Antonio is that there are several surrounding small towns, each very unique in their own way, and most of them have their own special festivals and events to celebrate.
In Floresville, residents are in the midst of their annual Peanut Festival, which celebrates and recognizes the importance of the peanut to agriculture in Southwest Texas.
Meteorologist Mia Montgomery went to Wilson County to give us a preview of the event and a little more history behind it.
30 miles southeast of downtown San Antonio sits the city of Floresville. Population 7,844. Driving down 181, it looks like your typical small Texas town. But on the second weekend of October, you find something else lining the city streets downtown. Peanuts. That's the sign that the city's most treasured event is near, the Peanut Festival.
There's so many people that don't realize peanuts grow in the ground. They're not on a bush. They don't grow on top of the ground. And it's hard to imagine how these peanuts grow with the shell on them. The peanut is protected inside. It's pretty interesting.
David File and his family have been peanut farmers in Wilson County for nearly a century.
It's a crop that we need here in South Texas because it can withstand a lot of heat and rainfall.
While celebrating the importance of his crop is meaningful every October, this year is even more special. His granddaughter, Teva, is queen of this year's Court of Exotic Destinations.
Such an honor to be Queen Tune-Up this year, being that I come from the farming background. It's just such an honor to walk downtown and see all the peanuts hanging since they come from our farm.
I think it's so important for our community to continue celebrating our farmers that still continue to harvest peanuts here in our community.
Once again, that was our very own Mia Montgomery reporting from her hometown of Floresville. So she very much enjoyed her trip back home to tell us about the Peanut Festival. And here's some more information about that festival in case you're interested in going this weekend. Parking admission free at the grounds of the Courthouse Square in downtown Floresville. And later today is the Kitty Parade. And that starts at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, the Grand Parade tomorrow at 10 a.m. Carnival tomorrow as well at 6 o'clock.
That's right. And beginning at 11, I think the carnival starts at 11. And
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, yeah. And also free entertainment today and tomorrow. So you want to check it out this weekend at Floresville.
Looks like fun.
It does. Looks like fun outside.
You like the clouds?
For now.
For now. Yeah. I think it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
What's the weather going to be like for the Peanut Festival?
It's going to be nice. Partly cloudy, temperatures in the 80s.
That works.
Good Peanut Festival weather in my book.
Yeah, I believe so. It'll be, and then Friday night football.
Friday night football looks good too. We're tracking these clouds. I think a lot of the clouds start to move out as we head into the afternoon. But we do actually have some rain on the radar. That's something to celebrate. Now, it's not falling here in San Antonio, I know. And most of what you're seeing there is really light, but it is something. And this activity is slowly drifting north. So we have a little band of very light showers here working at Bite 37. Will it make it to San Antonio? Probably not, but I can't rule out a few sprinkles eventually working their way up into town here a little bit later this morning. So we'll keep an eye on the radar. There are some light showers around Cotulla. And then as you go down towards Laredo, they reported a little bit of light rain earlier this morning. Let's zoom in a little bit closer on deep South Texas. So if you're heading down to the valley, there are a few more showers and storms down there. They've had the bulk of the rainfall there south of Corpus Christi down towards McAllen. Some needed rain there too, as we have an upper level low spinning off to our west, and that's why we are seeing some of this activity. There is also rain up across the Texas Panhandle, and you see the clouds there, so they're pretty thick right over top of us right now. But we'll get the back edge of them sliding through this afternoon, and then we'll get just some more filtered sun. But I talked about that upper level low. There it is, spinning out over Arizona, and that's the reason we're seeing this moisture streaming in. It's coming all the way from the Pacific, so it's that high level moisture. And we see that this time of year. And those clouds, yeah, pretty thick right now. But again, I do think they thin out some this afternoon. So cloudy skies at the airport, 71 degrees. Dew point is at 58. That number's trying to rise. We've seen it slowly ease up last few days. West-northwesterly winds at about 3 miles per hour. 65 Kerrville, 68 Uvalde, 70 in Hondo, 73 New Braunfels. As you might imagine, with cloud cover over top of us, these temperatures aren't going to warm up all that quick. So expect that we'll stay somewhat cool through midday, and then temperatures will bump up a little bit this afternoon. 63 Comfort, 64 Rio Medina, 70 at Randolph, 73 right now in New Braunfels. And there's a look at the dew points. Yeah, starting to see some 60s on the map, so that's when you start to feel it a little bit more. Dew points in the low 60s there in Pleasanton and down at Stinson. But it's not until next week that we really see a good increase in moisture, and then we start to see the dew points jump up. And that happens by Wednesday into Thursday. Now, there's a question here about timing. We are expecting a frontal boundary, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But until that front moves through, we're going to see moisture levels probably jump up quite a bit. It could be rather muggy on Wednesday and hot before our frontal boundary comes through. So when is that next front? We have one right now that's across North Texas. It eases into our area on Sunday, but it doesn't really do much for us. We're still going to be in the 80s both Saturday and Sunday. So that front is pretty much negligible. But as we look at the forecast down the line, and this is Wednesday, I mentioned that it was going to be hot. We're probably going to be near 90 as this front moves south. And then it does look like this front tries to move through sometime around Thursday, Friday next week. We'll be able to nail down the timing as we get a little bit closer, but that's the idea. And with that front around, we could see a little bit of shower activity too. And the other big question is, will it tap into some of the moisture from Tropical Depression number 13? Still out there. Winds are at 35 miles per hour. This heads towards Nicaragua as a Category 1 hurricane and then starts to turn a little bit. Could some of that moisture feed up out ahead of that frontal boundary we were just talking about? Possible. If it did, then our rain chances will be a little bit better. Right now, we're going to keep the rain chances low. 89 Saturday, 88 Sunday, 88 Monday, partly cloudy skies, and then more humidity Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with some of those small rain chances mixed in there. 10% Wednesday, 20% on Thursday. And glad to see rain back in the forecast, finally, at least a small chance there.
So I guess that's the positive of the humidity. It might help bring a little bit of rain.
Well, we've got to have the humidity back in order to generate some rain. Yeah.
Okay.
That was my weather knowledge.
Well, you did well.
Morning. Thank you. Just the humidity.
You did a good job.
Better chances of rain.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, either way, a good weekend. We mentioned the Peanut Festival going on this weekend in Floresville, but also going on this weekend is the Barbacoa and Big Red Festival here in San Antonio.
Now, this is the first time back in action since the pandemic started. The festival kicks off tomorrow from 4 to 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and then again Sunday from 10 in the morning till midnight. You can buy tickets now. They're $10 for adults. Children 12 and under are free.
And I like this venue because it has looks like our coworker's name, RJ, but it's not RJ. This is the R&J Music Pavilion on Pleasanton Road on the city's south side. And you can find all this information on our website right now at KSAT.com.
All kinds of stuff going on this weekend.
I know.
Peanut Festival. We got the Light the Night tomorrow at Hillsfair Park.
Texas A&M, Alabama.
That's not here.
Not here. But it is going to be on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we will. Time now is 9:22, 72 degrees for now.
I'm biting my tongue, you notice? I know you are. I won't in a minute, though. Right now is the perfect time to start planting your Texas wildflower seeds. Sarah Costin's got some ideas. She's already got things started in her garden, and she explains what to do to make sure your flowers successfully make it to spring. Going back to one of our top stories this morning, the firing of Officer Crimson Elizondo after she was brought on as a school district police officer in Uvalde.
The Uvalde School District went ahead with hiring Elizondo, even though she was being investigated by DPS over her response to the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary.
The news very shocking and disappointing to parents who have been demanding the school district hold its police department accountable from that tragic day.
John Paul Barajas spoke with some of those parents who say that even though Elizondo was fired, they're still not satisfied with that response.
Frustration from parents after learning a Uvalde CISD police officer was part of the DPS response on May 24th. Body cam video shows Crimson Elizondo in her DPS uniform at Robb Elementary within 2 minutes of the gunman entering the school.
Why? Why not our kids? Why wouldn't she not been in that room? Why not, if she would have saved her kids?
CNN reports Elizondo can also be heard on body cam videos saying, quote, "If my son had been in there, I would have not been outside. I promise you that."
Our Lexi's life and everybody else's kids' lives didn't matter to her, only if it was her boy.
Elizondo is one of 7 DPS officers under investigation for actions inconsistent with training and department requirements. DPS shared this letter with KSAT 12. It shows the district was notified by letter of the investigation, but it does not specify details such as Elizondo's involvement at Robb Elementary. That letter is dated July 28th, 2 days after the district requested information for a pre-employment background check on Elizondo, and 3 days after DPS records show those officers were recommended for investigation. UCISD's statement on Elizondo says, in part, quote, "We sincerely apologize to the victims' families and the greater Uvalde community for the pain that this revelation has caused."
Are we supposed to clap and applaud them for doing their job? No. They knew what they were doing. They did it anyways. They got caught.
Families we spoke with say hiring Elizondo in the first place shows them the district does not care about their students' safety. As for Elizondo applying to UCISD, they had this to say.
How dare you? You're disgusting.
How did she think that that was morally okay?
She could let babies die? That's hard. That's hard. It's incomprehensible.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now, parents still want to know why the district hired Elizondo, what their hiring process looks like, and why they can't be a part of it.
Those are all questions we have asked the school district, but have not heard back from them.
And parents, along with State Senator Roland Gutierrez, calling on DPS Director Stephen McGraw to resign. In a statement, Gutierrez said, in part, quote, "It's time for Governor Abbott to call for McGraw's resignation and finally show an ounce of leadership and empathy for Uvalde families," end quote.
We have the senator's full statement right now on KSAT.com if you want to read it. And the time right now is 9:28 and 73 degrees for now.
Still caught up, a look at some of the top football matchups this weekend. Justin's already pointed one. I'm not sure that's a top football matchup, but we'll talk about it. RJ and I are going to break things down for you. Coming up.
He was chosen from 140,000 debaters from across the country to represent USA. The San Antonio teen shares what it took to get here next.
And And welcome back. It's 9:32. Local teen is the first student from San Antonio to be selected for the USA National Debate Team.
Tiffany Huerta shares his journey and the challenges he overcame.
Hey, Senator, are people likely in the status quo to trust the other side of an issue?
Years of preparation and dedication led Anish Biram to this moment.
I just remember hearing, would you like to debate on behalf of the USA? And I think I lost my mind a little bit.
The senior at TMI Episcopal was chosen from thousands of debaters from across the country to represent USA at competitions.
So I'm really, really excited and honored and very grateful for the chance to be able to debate at this level.
Anish started his debate journey in middle school, but his interest grew during the pandemic. And although that brought some challenges, it didn't stop Anish from reaching his goal.
Because of the pandemic, I think we went through 4 or 5 debate coaches. So I actually went through a period of about a year and a half where we didn't actually have a coach or we didn't have a teacher. So I'm primarily self-taught as a debater from YouTube and from various online resources.
Anish's mother, Dr. Amita Patnick, is filled with pride and joy.
Not only has he acquired sort of the intellectual knowledge base, but he has essentially kind of come into his own. He's really blossomed through debate and become this individual who is self-sufficient.
We just couldn't be prouder, and we've done everything we can to support his participation in this and on Team USA above all.
I'm really, really grateful to my parents and everyone who's been there to help me learn about the economy or politics or how to give a speech for 3 minutes without stuttering and tripping over myself.
Anish has participated in about 50 tournaments across the country, and he looks forward to possibly competing in Vietnam.
5 of the 12 are selected to go to Vietnam in the summer to compete at the World Schools Debating Championship, which is like the Debate Olympics.
Anish dreams of going into law or business. For now, he's a teen with a passion for debate.
When do the ends justify the means?
It feels really incredible. It's been one of my dreams for a very long time to be able to debate for my school, my state, my nation internationally.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Great story. Anish and the members of the USA National Debate Team will participate in about 10 to 15 tournaments.
Their next tournament is Wednesday in Mexico City, and Anish will be competing. The winners get trophies and international acclaim, so good luck to Team USA. Let's look outside with live cam. Warming up a little bit, 73 degrees, but I appreciate the clouds.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back when the last day we had where it was just kind of cloudy and overcast like this. It is a nice change of pace considering we've seen so much heat and so much sun over the summer and into early fall. Let's start though with Fido's forecast. If you're taking the dog for a walk today, looks good across the board. This picture, that's Yoda, right? I'm not a big Star Wars person, but that's a Yoda costume, I think.
I think so.
May the Force be with you this season. Absolutely, and super cute. Love that picture. We've got a lot of great ones coming into our KSAT Connect. The pup pictures, keep them coming. And that forecast, as I said, looks pretty good. We'll get clouds, at least first half of the day, cloudy skies, and then some sun this afternoon. It should be nice anytime today if you want to get out and walk the dog. Football looks good too. Friday Night Football. We've had a good stretch really here of Friday Night Football games. We had that one Friday where we had some lightning around the area, but other than that, most of the games have gone off without a hitch. 85 kickoff, 80 at halftime. Sunset will be around 7:12, and you'll see some mostly cloudy skies. As we look at the radar very quickly, some things up here. We do have some showers south to San Antonio. Most of this is going to stay south to San Antonio, so really we're just dealing with the clouds as we said. More on the weekend forecast coming up, and we check in on the potential for a frontal boundary maybe next week. That's coming up in just a bit. But now I think we're going to talk sports.
Yeah, but first off, we got to fix Justin's graphic. I mean, I love the graphic. The kick is always good, but there's never any crowd cheering.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be some people in the stands, isn't there?
That's our job.
So we got to something. Yeah.
It's always good.
We got to get a little noise on that
double
on that
doinks
kick.
going on there.
So, you know.
Double doinks.
Double doinks. No, you know, but he's always right in dead center.
That's
all right. Speaking
very
of
accurate.
football games, how about this one this weekend to kick off your Saturday at 11 a.m.? It's UT and Oklahoma, and it's like the really game. Neither one of these teams are ranked for the first time since 1992. 8.
Yeah.
It's okay. Still going to be a good game.
Wow.
Both teams coming into this thing at 3-2. Of course, the Red River Showdown, but throw out the records, David.
Always.
When you get both these teams together, OU really comes in limping, though. 0-2 in conference so far. Texas, I think, looking pretty good right now. If I had to pick, I say the Longhorns may actually beat the Sooners for once.
So is it going to be Card or is it going to be Ewers at the quarterback position?
They say Quinn Ewers ready to
we'll
go?
find out, I guess, at 11
You know,
a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you bench the guy who's gotten you to where you are right now? For a guy who got hurt in the very first game of the season?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Remember, these are the two, Oklahoma and Texas, those are two teams going to the SEC. And they're unranked playing in their rivalry game.
Yeah.
So I just want to point that out for you that forgot.
Still
All right,
a great atmosphere up there.
the next game on our roster, RJ, did you hear Justin already throw that in there on something to do tomorrow? Is watch A&M and Alabama.
Justin, why would you put yourself through this?
Wow.
I want to watch the first quarter at least.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. The Aggies come in after a loss there to Mississippi State. Alabama, the #1 team in the country. Still don't know if Bryce Young's going to play, though, for the Crimson Tide.
but it's not going to matter.
It may not matter.
I mean, this is a motivation game from the summertime between the Hatfields and McCoys, Saban and Jumbo Fisher. I call him Jumbo. Jimbo Fisher. I mean, I think the two words were, let's see, what were the bought was the word that Saban used, and narcissist was the word that Fisher used. So we'll see how this turns
Jimbo
out.
definitely did not hold back on his feelings about who they used to coach together. Obviously, he was Nick Saban mentored him, but also, David, A&M won this game last year, so Alabama, I think, is going to come in ready to roll.
I would give A&M a somewhat of a chance if they were playing in College Station, but they're playing in Tuscaloosa, so I don't know. All right, prove me wrong.
Going back
Justin.
to Haynes King
prove
as well.
me wrong on Monday. All right, UTSA, man, another conference game. Huh?
Yeah, another conference game here. They're taking on Western Kentucky, David. A rematch of last year's Conference USA Championship game that was a shootout there at the Alamo Dome. And again, Frank Harris has been unbelievable. Player of the week again for the conference this past week.
Do you think there are some NFL scouts just drilling over this guy? I sure hope so, because he is putting up numbers. He can run it. He can throw it. He can read defenses. He can do it all. I hope there's some scouts paying a lot of attention to UTSA. Of course, over the last few years, they've had some guys get drafted. So, it's not like they're a secret anymore.
Interesting.
So, good for him.
Interesting you mentioned that, David, because I've been hearing a little bit of Heisman buzz. At least an invitation for Frank Harris. He is one of the leaders in total yards across the country. He's been breaking records all over the place. So there you go.
Speaking of quarterbacks, how about Dak Prescott? How about that swollen thumb? How about him sitting on the bench while Cooper Rush gets to start against the Rams on Sunday? See, there's Dak still staying over there because his thumb's swollen. He can't grip a ball. So Cooper Rush still has the grip on the starting position.
There we go.
So.
Well, David, you mentioned Quinn Ewers, whether he was going to come back, and, the team is playing well. UT, I mean, the Cowboys right now, 3-0 with Cooper Rush as a starter here, and he looks like he's going to start this game. I think they've already ruled Dak out, right? They basically said that he's not going to play this week.
It's Cooper Rush all the way.
The Rams.
And the Rams were the defending Super Bowl champs, are they not?
They are.
They're 2-2, are they not? What's wrong with the Rams?
Yes. Cowboys coming into this game, 5-point underdogs, but I actually kind of like them. I think their defense is going to cause a lot of havoc there for the Rams. There'll be a lot of Cowboys fans there in LA.
Oh, yeah. That's the 3:25 game. That's the afternoon game. And don't forget, tons and tons and tons of high school football tonight. So you can catch all the highlights on KSAT 12 News at the Night Beat with Greg Simmons, and you can watch some of them live stream. So it's a big night in high school football because, I mean, they're getting into district play.
This is it. District play gets going. Steele versus New Braunfels, that is the game of the week. Those two teams have had some great games past couple of seasons. Judson taking on East Central, a couple of games to watch out for.
All right, Steph.
Yeah, a busy night for our photographers.
Busy.
There you go.
I know that one. Thanks, guys. Well, time now, 9:41 and 73 degrees for now. And coming up, we might be getting ready, into the fall season, I guess, officially. But if you want to see all those Texas wildflowers in the spring, right now is the best time to plant those seeds. What you can do to make sure your wildflowers will survive the winter.
And welcome back. It's 9:45. Most of us are waiting for truly cooler temperatures for it to really feel like fall. But if spring is your favorite season and you like seeing all those wildflowers that bloom across the state, now is the best time to start planting your Texas wildflower seeds.
Good advice. However, there's a certain way you should plant your flower seeds to make sure they make it through the winter. Our Sarah Costa spoke with a local native plant expert about what to do to see successful results come springtime.
Seeing our Texas bluebonnets or other wildflowers shoot up in March, it's a source of pride for us Texans. More importantly, our native wildflowers provide a healthy, diverse ecosystem, especially for our pollinators. And for the most part, September through October is the best time to start planting those seeds in South Texas.
So ideally, you would be planting that seed at the same time that nature does it. But if you're doing a mix and you're trying to keep it simple, fall is an excellent time.
Lee Marlowe is the sustainable landscape ecologist for the San Antonio River Authority. She says you need to follow some simple steps to see those seeds bloom in the spring. I bought my seeds from Native American Seed. It's a local company out of Junction, but they have a warehouse in New Braunfels, and they really know their native plants. Rather than just tossing them in the grass, she says they need to make soil contact. So I marked off an area to make a new wildflower bed in my garden. And I tilled up my grass, or lack of, for fresh soil to guarantee that seed to soil contact and place them gently right on top of the soil.
If you're doing a small area, sprinkling it around, maybe walking around on top of it after you've done it, maybe lightly raking it is the best way to do it because you don't want to bury those seeds.
Marlowe says burying the seeds too deep may cause them not to germinate. And experts say it's okay if your wildflower seeds start sprouting in the fall. For example, this is native milkweed that I planted at the start of September. You can see it's already growing pretty strong here. Now, this will most likely die back come the winter, but that's okay as long as the roots are established come the spring. They will hopefully sprout back up and be nice and strong. And for the first few weeks, make sure to keep the soil moist, especially since our ground is very dry from the current drought. Do a couple of deep waterings, then hand water daily for the first couple of weeks after planting. Marlowe says, most importantly, be patient because some might not start growing right away.
Some of them might just wait for even another year. So usually the seeds, they know what they're doing. They wait for the right conditions. That may or may not happen. Usually it's rain dependent and it's temperature dependent.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Sarah Costa she's got the green thumb.
I know.
Is that right?
I definitely do not. My cactus or cacti do not survive.
I wonder if she hires out, though, because she could really use that tiller and the water.
I'm envious of her.
She was really fast on that tiller, too. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's not new to her. Yeah, she's good at that.
She's a new horticulture reporter.
Yes. She's on top of things.
Yeah, she really is.
So now we wait till spring and see how good she really is.
It's going to be beautiful.
Well, we need the rain, right, to get these wildflowers going on. There is a little bit on the radar this morning. We'll show you that in just a second. But first, I want to show you the temperatures because we're feeling good here across Texas. 70s here in town. You see Amarillo's at 58. But look what the temperatures look like up north. I'll take you up to Bismarck, which is always typically a cold place, but it's 23 degrees there as of right now. And they've got frost and freeze warnings going for a large portion of the Dakotas. 30 right now in Fargo, 29 Williston, 23 Bismarck. As we said, that cold air is starting to make it into the United States. We're going to start seeing more and more fronts as we go forward as that cold air spills out of Canada. And there's a look at the frost and freeze advisories. And these stretch from Cincinnati to Indianapolis up to Milwaukee and Chicago. So a large portion of the Midwest is going to be looking at some cold temperatures as we head into the next couple of days. Not here. But we may get a front as we head into next week. Right now, looking like Thursday or Friday, we could get some cooler air finally moving into South Texas. Not a lot of rain up there, but we do notice some showers here across Texas, some showers across the Texas Panhandle, and then some showers across deep South Texas, and a few trying to creep into our area. A lot of cloud cover, too, and that's because we have an upper level low off to the west. We can see it on water vapor, that spin, and it is helping to draw in Pacific moisture. And this is mostly high-level moisture, which is why this is not heavy rain or anything like that. It's mostly just some sprinkles. But we are noticing it here just south of Pleasanton around Cotulla. And these light showers are pushing north. I think that we could see a sprinkle or two here in San Antonio, but I would not expect much at all. A little closer look there, and you can see Pleasanton may get a light shower here within the next hour or so. Same for Pearsall. And then the heavier rain really is down across the valley where they've had some showers and some heavier rain this morning, Corpus Christi down to Brownsville. So as we go outside for you, cloudy skies and temperatures right now 71 at the airport, 72 at Stinson, 71 at Kelly, 70 at Randolph. And there's a look at the cloud cover, which is pretty extensive, but you'll notice there is sort of a back edge to this, clearing skies in places like the Hill Country, Edwards Plateau. That clearing line eventually makes it through San Antonio, but I think we're probably cloudy through at least the lunch hour. And temperatures should stay down as a result. 71 Helotes, 68 Bernie Stage, 67 in Bulverde, 67 right now in Seguin, and we'll probably only be around 80 or so by lunchtime. The dew point trend, dew points are starting to come up just a little bit, and I think they stay pretty steady going into early next week, but by midweek we'll start to see a rise in dew points before we see a fall with potentially a cold front, as I mentioned earlier. So it will get more humid by, say, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. The question will be the timing of our front. Now, this first front that's across Texas, this doesn't do anything for us. We're in the 80s on Saturday, still in the 80s on Sunday. We're not going to worry about that front. It's the next one that actually kind of has a punch to it here, and we'll be near 90 on Wednesday, but as that front comes through, could we see some cooler temperatures as early as Thursday, or does it hold off till Friday? Still some questions there, but I do think we get a front through here eventually, and it may kick up a few showers too. At least that's the hope as we look in the 7-day forecast. So 89 Saturday, 88 Sunday, 88 Monday, partly cloudy skies, more humidity next week, and we have added in some small rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. It's 9:54. Tomorrow, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will host the annual Light the Night event. It's an evening walk with lanterns that pay tribute to patients, survivors, and those who lost their life to blood cancers.
This year, the honored hero is 7-year-old Jarvis Henderson. He was diagnosed with leukemia when he was just 5 years old and just completed treatments this past Saturday.
Light the Night actually signifies that we are done for me.
Jarvis's mom says Leukemia and Lymphoma Society helped lessen the financial burden for their family and made resources more available to them as Jarvis went through treatment.
And if you'd like to take part in Light the Night, it'll be tomorrow beginning at 6 o'clock at Hemisphere.
And Alicia Barrera and RJ Marquez celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month on KSAT News Now.
Here is what's coming up at 11.
Inside the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center, a first-of-its-kind event celebrating La Cultura here in San Antonio. Coming up, we'll tell you how this symposium is keeping Mexican traditions alive.
Once again, that's KNN at 11.
That's right. You can find it streaming or on our website at ksat.com. Have a great weekend, guys.
Boo. You didn't show off your earring.
Yeah, boo. He's talking about my earrings.
She got a ghost on her ear.
Have a good week.
Bye. Y'all have a great weekend.